How's this? Chat, if you want to see game 3 with a certain map, how about you put that map in the chat, and if I could have a mod make a poll on Straw Poll, I'm going to send it to the players and see if they're cool with that. And if they are cool with that, we will have you guys vote on the next map. I think that would be really good for everyone. They could post it. If they're streaming, they can post it in their Twitch chats or whatever they're doing. Anyway, in the blue, we have Jordan23. Jordan23 is playing as the Slavs. And then Tatoh is in the red, playing as the Incas. Get hyped, chat. Get some woo-woo-woos in there. Again, YouTube, welcome to another beautiful game of Age of Empires 2. We are playing on Voobly, and this is with Wolo Kingdoms mod, user patch 1.5, the best performance Age of Empires has ever seen. We are in the glory days of Age of Empires 2, and all of you here on the live stream are a part of it. I'm sure if you send a salute to YouTube right now, they would like to see that. There's Slavs for Jordan23, and then we have Incas for Tatoh. Well, Tato's gonna find his llamas, right? Yeah. I like both of these civs, however, I like Incas a lot more. I think Slavs kind of struggle in a 1v1 scenario, but in a team game, they will be much better than Incas. Incas have some really strong options with early aggression. This map is C-Notes, by the way. And C-Notes is basically Arabia, except the wood lines aren't as thick. There's not as much wood. So you have to relocate wood a lot. And then there's these little ponds, which are basically useless. They're just there. But I think it's pretty cool visually. Because Arabia, though it's awesome and it's great for a competitive match, it doesn't have... I don't know. Like, sometimes we lose the fact of the noob amazement of exploring and how cool this looks. And oh, look, it's a marsh and there's a rock and there's a pond. C-Note just looks a little bit more realistic, maybe. King Slushy, thank you for subscribing to the stream. As I said, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it with Twitch and get Twitch Prime, which gives you a free sub to any streamer a month. And then currently we have September, which means you can subscribe for just $2.50 for your first sub. So lots of cool things going on to support streamers now. Let's talk about the map specifically, okay? Looks like they're pausing and whatnot. Tatoh has a favorable main gold, I feel. It's behind his town center, which is always nice, and he can get enough villagers wrapped around this. He has another gold forward. Both of his stones are forward, which is usually not a good thing. But I think, all in all, it's a good map for Tatoh, because on this map, the wood lines are very close. And he will probably be more the aggressor than Jordan. I don't know. We'll see. Elite Teutonic Knight. Sorry we don't have a Teutons matchup here. Thank you for 11 months. Yeah, we're almost at a year. So, I got my partnership at the end of October, I believe, last year. And at the end of October this year... we will do a pumpkin carving stream, which we did last year before I was so popular. I tried to carve a sheep and a wolf, and one was better than the other. And Jordan's map is definitely worse than Tatoh's with the gold. The forward gold is going to be a huge worry for him. This gold, I mean, this gold's so far forward. Where's his second one? Oh, way out here. He hasn't even scouted that. And Jordan's gonna dock. Ooh! Interesting decision. Well, here's the thing. Jordan probably has never played C-Notes. He's not that familiar with the settings. And he might not be for seeing how aggressive this will be. I prefer LeBron. Ah, haha! T90 dad, Topens. Well done. Well done with that joke. Thank you for coming back for 8 months. Because here's the thing, you build 3 fishing ships maybe for the shorefish, but your uptime to feudal is going to be so delayed. And Tatoh is Incas, a civilization that is very good for man-at-arms towers as is, and that's going to give Tatoh a head start, so this could be nasty for Jordan. But the exciting thing is, we have Jordan learning these settings, learning these maps, and it'll just take him a little bit of time. I don't get the dock decision at all, but he may regret that, and I'm sure he can give us insight on what he was thinking at some point. The bets are still open, right? Oh, geez. Yeah, I'm gonna lower it to 1 minute. You have 1 minute to place a bet here. Tatoh won last game, and no one expected him to beat Jordan, so we'll see what people think this time. And who knows, maybe Jordan's uptime won't be affected here. But yeah, look at this. I expect Man-at-Arms from Tatoh. Now this is cool what Tatoh's doing. I'll explain it. So normally, you'd be at 50 gold after you research Bloom. To make 3 militia, it's 60 gold. And then to get the Man-at-Arms upgrade, it's 40 gold. So you can be sneaky, and you can send 5 villagers out to gold, collect 10 with each, and then send them back to work elsewhere. And Tatoh is doing the sneaky strat, however, Jordan has spotted it. And yeah, we're gonna see, most likely, as Tatoh is sending villagers forward, we're probably gonna see Man-at-Arms towers, and Jordan's uptime wasn't really affected, believe it or not. So here's why Incas are strong with this strategy. Their villagers are affected by blacksmith upgrades. Also, Tatoh sees the resources for Jordan and he knows this is no bueno. And no, I didn't say no bueno because Tatoh is Spanish. I'm just that fluent in Spanish that it just came to. So 3 villagers running right by for Jordan. He might be thinking the same thing. No, he's running to this gold. Are you kidding me? Tatoh missed it? Jordan's going to this gold? Tatoh would never expect him to be on that gold. I don't know if that's a risk Jordan's taking or a calculated risk. Like, he thought about that. That's insane. So we're gonna see towers for Tatoh. His economy's kind of stretched. Jordan has just left this wood line. 5 villagers. We're gonna see a very aggressive style. Jordan making militia. See if Tatoh finds him on this gold. Aha! You've been found out. And this is ugly for Jordan. His 3 villagers exposed. Maybe he can build a tower, yeah, or maybe he can wall in his vills. He's gonna try and force the tower down, I think, because he has more villagers coming over. He might just get it up. But look at all the vills running around. You guys are supposed to get back to work. Tatoh gonna build a sneaky tower here as well. Check this out. 2 palisades to protect this villager, and he's gonna try and get this tower up. Jordan only has militia. His economy's not set for this. Luckily, he has some fishing ships working. But he has idols in his TC. He needs to get to work, and oh, this is where it can get very nasty for Jordan. He's gonna have to run away from this wood line because he built that tower, and he will not have the stone for another tower. As Tatoh comes in, he could pinch some of these villagers in with the pathing. He hasn't gotten any. I think Jordan recognizes he's in deep doo-doo. But, let's see, he might be tempted to fight with villagers as Tatoh's just going to tower this. And the HP looks pretty good for Jordan on his villagers. He's just sending so many of them. Meanwhile, is this a new tower for Tatoh? Did Jordan just batter that tower down and Tatoh's building another one? I think so. This is C notes for you with Incas. Incas get the blacksmith upgrades on their vills. Man-at-Arms are quite strong. It's basically like any other Meso-Civ where Man-at-Arms and towers can be strong. And this is pretty funny game here. All these villagers building a house now. A tower for Tatoh on the dock, which honestly isn't a bad decision. However, I don't know if he's going to be able to keep this one up. Gonna try and kill the fishing ships, I guess. But this Tatoh tower was the most impressive for me. How he built the tower right away and is gonna try and kill those gold villagers. Now, back at home, Jordan has a messy economy, but he can get this gold. He really needs wood, and though the villager count is even, I do think Jordan has had more idle time. Tatoh's only had a certain amount of villagers forward, and Jordan has sent his villagers all over the place in this game. There's scale mail armor, so this is kind of what I wanted to see. What Tatoh should do, in my opinion, send some villagers into this small tile and repair the tower. There you go. Fight with his man-at-arms, and fight with his villagers as they do have the blacksmith upgrades. He doesn't have the numbers, but if he's able to lure the man-at-arms out of the minimum range of the tower, then maybe he can do some damage, and he's done that already. He killed 2 man-at-arms. He's done a lot of damage. There's a weak villager, or sorry, a weak man-at-arm for Jordan. He's done more damage than he should have done there, Tatoh. And he's gonna, again, build another tower. And back at home, for the most part, economy looking pretty solid. But I have to say, Jordan has done better than I thought he would do again. And here comes the villager fight. Tatoh luring the villager out, so the villager gets shot by the tower. He has the defense upgrade on his villagers. Still repairing. This is why towers are the worst. Is this Vil gonna die out here? Tatoh going to kill another villager with his powerful Vils. The man-at-arms stuck underneath this tower. The repairs are going to be enough for Tatoh. And Jordan has to scramble back home. Tatoh now using his villagers on this tower as well. He's destroying Jordan with villagers mainly. And he's going to build another tower. And Jordan has actually made a few man-at-arms. He really had no other transition here. And Tatoh being stubborn guy. Wow. Well, how many people in the chat know Spring? I'm sure you know Spring, and I talk about how in Huns Wars he's really fun to play because he's very aggressive and whatnot. Well, Tatoh is a better player than Spring, in my opinion. And Spring is a very good friend of mine. And Spring, he doesn't hide how he feels, okay? So, Spring, he kicks Tatoh anytime Tatoh joins his game. And Tatoh just thinks it's hilarious. He kicks him because Tatoh is good at these aggressive strategies, and Spring hates it. Spring just kicks him immediately. I don't want to face up against towers. Also, there's that legendary game where Tatoh made 100-some towers versus Spring or something. And now these villagers have 3+1 with forging, and they have that defense upgrade. And though Tatoh has lost the tower, he's killed some man-at-arms, and Jordan has got to be so frustrated. Villagers are going to run right back to Tatoh's tower. They'll probably kill the man-at-arms, and I think Tatoh... I don't know. Jordan might commit to the tower. There's no way of knowing how this will be. It's all villager micro. It's all very messy stuff. But that's exactly what Tatoh wants it to be. But that being said, it's not ideal to fight with your economy. And Tatoh has definitely chosen that strategy. And so, weak Vil for Jordan needs to be shot down. Or smacked down. And Jordan, he's gonna kill 2 of his own, 3 of his own. They might be beefy, but they're still villagers. Jordan just needs to get back to work, lock down a gold, lock down a wood, and maybe he's golden here. I can't believe that this game has been so crazy. After how beautiful and structured the last one was, this actually is very close after all that. Jordan has more villagers and the fishing ships. And Tatoh... No way. Is he seriously continuing with this? He's gonna send 11 Vils forward? I kinda wanna know what Jordan's thinking right now. This is Jordan's point of view. He sees all these villagers running forward again. Oh man, he needs to make man-at-arms, man. Make man-at-arms. And he can't build defensive towers easily. Tatoh's gonna continue with it. No shame from Tatoh, focusing down man-at-arms with villagers, building a tower. Jordan has low HP Vils here. Jordan has to send villagers. I mean, he has no other choice here. But the HP on his Vils is not looking good, and Tatoh focusing down the military first. Of course, villagers do not auto-attack if you don't know that, so it takes constant clicking. And once the tower goes up, it won't make it easy for Jordan's villagers to stick around here. And Jordan sending more villagers. Tatoh, what are you doing to Jordan23? He wants to take the tower out. Tatoh should repair, and then he should also attack with whatever villagers he has. This game is something else. However, I really like the strategy choice. Tatoh is one of those players who knows the bonuses of his civilization, so regardless of how crazy this is actually really cool. I like this a lot. I'm pretty sure these villagers are inside the tower repairing. Because that can happen. I don't know, but you gotta love it when a player knows his civ strengths and will use it, regardless of how crazy it is. So, Tatoh losing another tower, but he'll build another one. Jordan had to abandon all of his farms, or most of his farms, for that. And now the Vil count's actually getting closer, as Tatoh is at 29. If I had the spectator dashboard and not the overlay, I could see the idle time, and I would love to see that. Probably at 2-day idle time by now, adding up all the villagers. But what can Jordan really do against this if he can't get gold? I think the answer is he needs archers, right? But he can't get to the gold. He's gonna try, but again, it's very risky because he can't build a tower. He can't get to this stone. The other stone he's not on. And it's going to take a while to mass archers. It's going to take a while to get the wood for an archery range, actually. So he is going to stone now because he's listening to me talk on the stream and he thinks that's a good idea. And yeah, Tato's still being very aggressive. This is, again, I would quit. I'd say, screw you, Tatoh. I'm not playing this garbage. Let's play a real game. But, you know, these players, they can show us different strategies. Very aggressive. And Jordan, I actually had some really cool combos with Jordan, and we were walking to, this was Friday night, the night before Gamescom. We were walking to Gamescom to set things up. And I said, what separates X player from X player? And he said it's all about mindset. He said you need to be someone who likes to be challenged. And you have to have a really good mindset when you go into a game, and that's exactly what he did to hold on there, but Tatoh finishing him off, denying the gold. What a cool strategy. I'll touch on what Jordan and I talked about a little bit more, but what a crazy strategy. It's the first time I've actually seen this in use. Incas using the villager defense and attack upgrades with the blacksmith. I don't think we've seen that enough to know if it's OP or not, as someone says it's broken in the chat, but certainly it can be used effectively there. I think the big deal here was Tatoh denied all the important resources from Jordan. If Jordan had access to a safe gold, then I think it might have been different. But Tatoh saw the map, he knew his civ, and he was incredibly aggressive with towers and beefy steroid villagers. Wow, Tatoh, well played there. And what I was going to say about Jordan is he said, originally I asked him what he does before big tournament games to pump himself up. And he said, well, sometimes I listen to motivational speeches and whatnot, where it's like, you can be the lion. And I told Viper that, and Viper was like, really? But Jordan said it's all about mindset. You have to basically relish the opportunity to face strategies like that and to better yourself as a player. And I don't know, very cool to see those two play. I don't know where I was going with that, but definitely the first time I've seen that, and Tatoh always giving us different strategies and good games. Military stats, I wish we could see how many villagers killed villagers on these stats. Jordan actually collected more eco. Not a lot here to look at. The villager high slightly in favor of Jordan. It's just that Tatoh basically had 50 villagers with all the extra HP he had.